So we've all had that frustration of reading a putt and lining up and setting up and making a stroke, and we don't hit our target line and the putt misses. Well, in this video, we're going to give you everything that you need to make that problem go away so that you always hit your target line. And on top of that, I'm going to give you some help to make it easy to apply what we teach in this video. Some little tricks that you probably won't get ever anywhere else in the world. So a putter is a tool. All I can do with this tool, the ball doesn't stay on the face of the putter. It doesn't have any dwell time. I can't put any cut or fade or any kind of hook stroke on the putter. However this face is, at that micro millisecond of impact, that's where the ball is going. So what we're really talking about this video is how to control the face of the putter and start it on your start line. Somebody asked me on a recent video I did on alignment, but what if the putt is not a straight putt? The line that the putt goes on is not straight. Listen, every putt you will ever have the rest of your life is a straight putt. Fact is, if you can roll it straight for 9 inches, then after that, it's gravity that takes over and the slope of the green that takes over and moves the ball left or right or faster or slower if it's downhill or uphill. But your job is to use this tool and roll the ball straight up an intended target. So let's talk about how to do that. 2 simple steps, and there's really only 2 and then some help to help you implement those 2. The first one is you have to align to your target line and not the hole. I see a lot of people, for right-handers, who are naturally prone to be open, and so they're lined up left of the hole. Their shoulders are left of the hole, and because they're aimed off this way, they develop a push stroke, and that causes them all kinds of problems. No, you've got to learn to be lined up, and so if your putt is this far outside the right of the hole, you're not lined up at the hole. Let's say the camera is the hole. So my putt is out here, then I'm going to be lined up here. Not here at the hole, but here at my target line. Because otherwise, my brain subconsciously knows I'm off, and my hands and arms start trying to do something to correct that, and I'm not hitting the ball straight up my target line. So number 1, line up square to your target line, not square to the hole. Then number 2 is simply a matter of measurement. I've got a wooden ruler here, and I bought a 36-inch ruler at the hardware store, and I cut it at 14 inches. And we'll zoom in and give you some close-ups of this where you can see that. But 9 inches back, I put a mark and a cross, and that's where the ball goes, here at the 9-inch mark. Let me turn it around that way. So the ball goes here at 9 inches. The ball goes here at 9 inches, and this is my target line. Now I want to roll the ball 9 inches straight up that line. There's scientific research that proves if I can put the ball straight on this line, keep it on this line for 9 inches, that's good for any putt. Now this 5 inches back, I want to work on my stroke until, and you can make one of these at home, it's really simple or easy. I want to work on my stroke to where I'm keeping the club face square to that line for that 5 inches. Most of your putters have a line on it. Same there with my Honu. So take it back straight and square to that line for the first 5 inches. Straight and on that line. And then as you're coming through to strike the ball, you're again on this line for those last 5 inches. That's it. So if you're only going back 2 or 3 inches with your putter, you keep it square to that long. If you're going a bigger stroke and it goes back to 5 inches, you keep it square that long. 9 inches, you don't take it forward 9 inches. In fact, if I was going back 5, I'd probably go forward 2 or 2.5. That's it. You can practice that at home, in the living room, on the carpet, wherever, whatever. But you get to where you can do that consistently, and you'll hit the ball on your intended line, and you'll make a lot more putts. Now let's talk about some help for you to be able to do that, because most people that I know struggle with this. You think it sounds simple, but people struggle with it. So let's talk about some help to help you do that. So I want you to add to your setup and gripping the putter. First thing is arms out like this. By the way, elbows up or pits up like you're giving blood, and then pull it in to your rib cage, then down to the ground and to the putt. Notice with my pits out and up like this, I can rotate my hand, but my pit is still up like I'm giving blood. I tend to grip a little bit underneath, so this works perfectly for me, but I gripped in a more traditional manner, still that pit up. Then you tuck in, and we've got a good angle here for the camera for that. You don't put your elbows back here where your elbows are on your shirt seam, because then you get really handy. It's like you got T-Rex arms and you can't do anything. You don't put your elbows or your arms in here in the middle of your chest or on your sternum, because now you're having a big arcing swing. Right in here on your rib cage. And I'll turn this way so you can see that. Right on your rib cage, then down where your putter's soled on the ground. Now from here, it's much easier to take it straight back that 5 inches and straight through. And here's the thing. The putter is going to arc, and it's going to arc because this shaft is not 100% perpendicular to the ground. There's an angle here. The putter is going to arc naturally, but you don't think about that. Don't think about straight back. Don't think about straight through. Don't think about arcing. Think about, I'm going to keep my hands on that 5-inch target. I'm going to keep the putter head square to that target, 5 inches back and 5 inches through. 5 inches back and roll the ball up that 9-inch target. That's all you've got to focus on. Make that your total attention there. Now you need is speed and the right line. The ball goes in the hole. Another thing that I see a lot of people do, and we're going to come around to the side this way for that, is hands too high. We start with this, we pull in, we keep our pits up, like I talked about, but now you set up and your hands are too high. When you're up like this, your putter face is going to arc much more, like swinging a gate. There's just no way around that. In fact, Mr. Cameraman, zoom down to the putter and watch me. So we make a stroke like, and I'm not going to exaggerate it. Just see how that arcs instantly? It's because my hands are too high and I've tightened the radius and just the physics of it. It has to arc more. On the other hand, if I'm down enough, my hands are low, it's much easier to go back. And yeah, the putter arcs when I go back past that 5 inches, but notice I'm keeping that connection with my elbows in here. It feels like I'm putting with these muscles, with the center of my chest. Tiger Woods and lots of other professionals talk about they can feel it right here in the middle of their back. That's fine if you get that feel, but like you're using your core muscles. Almost like if you go out and make 100 or 150 putts in a practice section, it'll feel like you've been down on the floor on your elbows doing planks. That's the kind of feeling that you're after. So set up with your shoulders square to your target line, not the hole. Learn and train and teach yourself to take the putter back for 5 inches square to the line and through the ball for 5 inches, that last 5 inches before you hit the ball, and then work on having connection here, elbow to your ribs, and having your hands nice and low so you can trace that line with your putter. One last thing, your hands and the handle of the club always should be moving same way as the putter. I see a lot of people who hands go like this and the putter's going back. No, that changes angles. Or after the end of the stroke, hands are here and the putter head is there. No, that changes the angles. Back, together. Hands and putter head always moving the same direction. That doesn't mean the putter head doesn't pass the handle. It does, but they're both moving the same direction. Moving forward, same thing. Got to have those moving the same direction. So try these things. I promise you, you'll put the ball straight on your line. You get a little better at reading greens. By the way, I'm a certified tour read coach. Can help you with that. Send me an email. Contact us. We'll give you a discount on the tour read system. You like tips like this that help you make more putts, then give this video a like, subscribe, share it with your buddies, put your comments or questions below. And until next time, here's to you making more putts.